Y'all tired of black dusty struggle love or black trauma movies? Well, the series Forever on Netflix will hit the spot. It's cutesy and demure. The first episode begins on New Year's Eve 2017. Justin is struggling to write an essay and eventually gives up, messaging his friends in search of a party. His friend Darius replies with an invite, telling him to get ready. Justin leaves his room, joining his parents chatting in the kitchen. When he tells them about the party, they question him if it's a Diddy party. Since he can't provide details, they forbid him from going, leading to an argument. He's sent to his room, but shortly after, his dad Eric knocks and gives him permission to attend. At the party, Darius welcomes Justin and introduces him around. Later, Justin spots his childhood friend Keisha, instantly smitten. When she approaches him, he doesn't recognize her at first, but they reconnect and chat. Darius pulls Justin away for a bit, but he later reunites with Keisha in the kitchen. They flirt and eventually sneak into a closet, where they swap COVID at midnight. Back home, Justin changes in his room and receives a message from Keisha, a childhood photo of them together. Smiling, he asks when they can meet again. She video calls him, and they plan their next date, talk about Naruto, and Justin even plays a Daft Punk song to express his feelings. You know you found a keeper when they black and into anime. Feeling happier, Justin becomes more active, playing basketball with his mom and telling his speech pathologist about Keisha. He later asks his mom to drop him off at Fairfax to meet her. At the mall, he buys new sneakers and insists on getting something for Keisha too. While on their date, they run into Darius and his friends, exchange greetings, then part ways. As they watch a movie, Justin and Keisha get intimate. She goes down on him, and he flinches in shock. Still inexperienced, he awkwardly asks if she only did it because he bought her something. Offended, Keisha storms out. When Justin tries to apologize, she snaps, saying she isn't a hoe, then asks if he's seen the video. He's confused. She ends things with him and threatens to scream if he follows. Distressed, Justin checks his phone and finds his group chats buzzing about a leaked video involving Keisha. Panicked, he tries to call her, but she's unreachable. Keisha rides the bus home, blocks Justin, and breaks down while eating dinner. Her grandfather George arrives and senses something is wrong. They go out to eat, and Keisha receives a message from her friend Chloe saying Justin DM'd her. Keisha simply says she's not ready to like anyone, and Chloe blocks Justin in solidarity. Keisha's cousins arrive. When one mentions her ex Christian, Keisha grows visibly annoyed, but they go on how Christian is the next LeBron, just not fugly. Later on video call with Chloe, Keisha vents about the situation. Chloe makes a passive remark about the leaked video. Keisha becomes upset and asks if people were talking about her at the party. Chloe's silence confirms it. Though Chloe suggests getting back at Christian, Keisha says she doesn't want to ruin his life. Nah girl, he released your video without consent, and it's literally a crime. That night, Keisha lies in bed, scrolling through old photos of her and Christian with a look of regret. Her mom, Shelly, walks in. Keisha pretends to be asleep, but Shelly kneels beside her, says a short prayer, and they end up laughing and hugging. When she's about to leave, Keisha asks to cuddle. They fall asleep. May this mother-daughter relationship attack me. At school, Keisha finishes an exam early, then stretches for track practice. Tammy makes snide jokes at her, and Keisha beats her in a race. Tammy, clearly annoyed, brags about hanging out with Christian over the break. As she walks away, Keisha yanks her Timu headband wig in a burst of anger. The incident gets Keisha and Shelly summoned by administration. Keisha is given 40 hours of volunteer work. Shelly is frustrated, venting about how hard she's worked for Keisha's education, only for her to ruin it. Later, Keisha sees Justin has launched a social media stunt, getting all their kindergarten classmates to tag her, asking her to unblock him. He even shows up at her school to apologize, telling her how much he enjoyed getting to know her and that what they had was real. Keisha forgives him because he's good looking, but if he were ugly, all that extra stuff is stalker status. That night, she messages Justin, admitting she's always had a crush on him. Just as he's about to respond, his mom confronts him for forging her signature to get a pass to visit Keisha. She scolds him and confiscates his phone. Keisha waits for his reply, only to be left unread again. Episode 2 begins with Keisha obsessively checking her phone, stalking Justin's socials and jumping at every notification, hoping it's from him. She even sends him a song, clinging to the hope he'll respond, but the silence only fuels her frustration. Meanwhile, Justin lies in bed, overhearing his parents arguing in the kitchen, clearly about his recent stunt. His dad seems to be on his side. When his mom storms off, Justin takes the opportunity to talk to his dad, hoping he'll vouch for him. They talk briefly about Keisha. When Justin mentions she's black, his dad says that's all it'll take to make his mom happy. Justin heads to Dawn's room next. When he tells her about Keisha, she's surprisingly supportive and agrees to give his phone back once he finishes his homework. His mom's switch up is crazy, but when he finally gets his phone, he discovers Keisha has blocked him again. At school, Justin struggles to concentrate. He runs into Darius and borrows his phone to try messaging Keisha. In class, he can barely focus. His mind is consumed by thoughts of her. Later, he corners Darius again, demanding to know where the video came from. Darius tries to brush it off, but eventually admits it was passed around by the guys from Brookwood. During his driving lesson, Justin spots Keisha walking by. Without thinking, he stops the car and rushes over to talk to her. She brushes him off at first, but later, she comes around. They talk and finally address the tension from their mall date and the impact of the video. Keisha opens up about leaving Brookwood because of it, and even tears up. She then leaves with her cousins. At home, Keisha is surprised to find a bouquet of roses from Christian. Her mom and cousins get excited, but Keisha isn't sure how to feel and retreats to her room. Shelley notices and offers some gentle love advice, though Keisha doesn't tell her mom the truth about Christian not being a true Christian. Later, George picks Keisha up and asks about Justin. He ends up giving her some good solid advice and then lets her train at 4 a.m. Back at home, Keisha hops on a video call with Justin. He tries convincing her to speak up about the video, but she refuses. He accuses her of still protecting Christian, maybe even still having feelings for him. Keisha insists she's just protecting her mom and her future, and says going out on New Year's was a mistake. She hangs up. On another call, Chloe tries to lift Keisha's mood, inviting her to a party. Keisha declines. Chloe teases her about Christian and urges her not to waste a good thing with Justin. At Jaden's game, Justin and his family cheer from the stands. Keisha spots him in the snack line and approaches. They talk, and Dawn sees them, leading to a reintroduction. Everything seems light and pleasant until Shelley shows up, with Christian. Clueless about the tension, Shelley introduces Christian and even brings up the flowers he sent Keisha. Christian pulls Keisha aside to talk, and Justin watches from a distance, visibly upset. When Keisha gushes over Christian again, Justin asks his mom if they can leave. Keisha sends Justin a message, but he ignores it. The episode ends there. Episode 3 begins from Keisha and Christian's side of the story. Contrary to what Justin thought, Keisha was actually rejecting Christian's nasty ahs and telling him to leave her alone. She tries to contact Justin afterward, but he brushes her off with a cold busy. At home, Shelley is reviewing monthly expenses while Keisha does the dishes. Keisha grows concerned and offers to get a weekend job, but Shelley insists she focus on school. The topic of Christian comes up again, and Keisha feels frustrated she can't explain what really happened. After being repeatedly ignored by Justin, she gives up trying to talk to him. The next day, she meets Dumbo Ears Christian, who introduces her to a running coach. He's impressed with her talent, but questions her decision to choose Howard University. Keisha stays firm. Christian tries to make peace and mentions he talked to Tammy. When she brings up the leaked video, he admits he sent it to one of his friends who said white girls eat lollipop better than black girls, so Christian did it for the culture. Keisha is furious and gives him a Will Smith slap, realizing how this has ruined her future, and walks away. Christian is legitimately apologetic about the situation, and he foined. Hate to admit it, but I would have folded. Later, Chloe visits Keisha and encourages her to go to the Brookwood vs. Camden game in hopes of seeing Justin. Keisha is hesitant, still embarrassed from the leaked video, but agrees. At the game, people stare, but she keeps her focus on Justin. After the game, she approaches him, but he thinks she's there for Christian and coldly walks away. Christian talks to her again and mentions taking her to prom, but she says it's a bad idea. Meanwhile, Justin has a college planning meeting with his parents. It ain't looking good because Justin kinda dumb. He's distracted thinking about Keisha, but why he look cross-eyed? Eventually, he gives in and messages her. They meet at baseball practice, reconnect, and kiss. But Keisha admits she still has to go to prom with Christian. This sparks another argument until George breaks it up. Dawn later suggests Justin consider quitting basketball next year to focus on academics, which angers him and motivates him more. The basketball coach refuses to put Justin in because there are other players with richer parents who pay the coach to keep their kids in play. During the next game, Justin takes initiative, subs himself in, and helps win it. Even going head-on against Christian. If Christian is the next LeBron, Justin is Kobe. Keisha waits afterward, but he ignores her and walks out to join his parents, saying he'll be celebrating with Darius at Pins Bowling. Keisha follows him, but he keeps dodging her, even hopping onto a random bus. She joins him, and they go on a spontaneous ride across the city. Eventually, they get off, take a train, and sit in silence. Justin puts on headphones. Keisha grabs one, and they make up. The episode ends with them swapping saliva on the train. Episode 4 picks up with Justin and Keisha getting off the bus near Pins, sharing a kiss as a flashback shows them playing together as kids. The next morning, Justin is beaming in bed. He asks Keisha to be his girlfriend, and she happily agrees. Downstairs, his mom is still raving about his game. Meanwhile, Christian shows up unexpectedly at Keisha's. She tells him she can't go to prom with his sheedy ahs anymore. She's officially with Justin. She messages Justin the good news, and he's overjoyed. He gets permission from his mom for Keisha to come over. Before she arrives, Eric wants Justin to prove he can put a rubber on a cucumber in the dark, but Justin struggles. Good timing, because the moment Keisha shows up, the two start making out. Just as they're about to go all the way, Dawn knocks, so they quickly pretend to be studying different types of wood. Justin asks again about Keisha telling her mom about Christian, but she still hasn't. He gets frustrated, and she promises to do it soon. At dinner, Dawn bonds with Keisha over a jigsaw puzzle. Things are going great. The couple works out, swims, and even cooks together with Eric. May this relationship find me even though I'm a troglodyte. When Keisha needs to start heading home, Dawn offers her a ride. Keisha texts Justin, worried about the ongoing lie. Her mom still thinks she's going to prom with Christian. He suggests being dropped off a few houses away to avoid suspicion, and they hold hands. Dawn says that's cute, but to buckle up. Dawn asks Justin for Shelly's number, and he warns Keisha, who begs him to stall. That Saturday, Justin visits Keisha. They head to her room and start hooking up. She encourages him to take the lead. He goes down, but she looks uncomfortable. Then when he goes on top, he has trouble finding the donut hole, and it ends prematurely. Keisha hides her disappointment. Keisha admits that they're both still technically unpopped cherries. When her mom texts that she's coming home, Justin rushes out since he's already finished coming. Frustrated, Keisha finally resolves to tell her mom everything. But when Shelly gets home, she silently leaves a rent hike notice, a prom dress she picked out, and lights a cigarette outside. Keisha tries to tell her the truth, but seeing her mom so hopeful shuts her down. The next day at Justin's, Keisha is welcomed in by Dawn, who again asks for Shelly's number. In the jacuzzi, Keisha confesses she still has to go to prom with Christian. Justin is heartbroken and walks away. The following morning, Justin lashes out at Jaden before school. Dawn notices and checks on him, but he shuts down. He crawls back into bed. When he wakes, he finds a meal from his mom and dozens of texts from Keisha. He breaks down and sends a long text saying he has to do him because he's hurting and loves her too much, then blocks her. A month later, Keisha goes to prom with Christian. Her family's excited and everything looks perfect, but she's clearly unhappy, going through the motions for her mom. Her mom been on prom talk and outdid herself. As photos are taken and uploaded on Instagram, Justin lies in bed, crying, stalking through her prom pictures. I've been duped. This is struggle love. All the reviews done lied to me. There's 4 more episodes that we can do it in one part. Should we cover the rest?
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.